7.3, consideration of contract change order number 1 to the contract with Argonaut Constructors Incorporated for the 2024 Pavement Rehabilitation Project for a decrease of $449,232.30, and B, consideration of contract change order number 2 to the contract with Argonaut Constructors Incorporated for the 2024 Pavement Rehabilitation Project for an increase of $1,477,626.93. Public Works, Interim Public Works Director Lars Ewing.
All right, good afternoon. Your board will recall that back in the end of July of this year, your board I presented an update on the Cobb area road rehab project. That's I guess I'll just say the common term that we're using for this project. At that time, prior to that meeting, the project was paused out of some concerns. The project was about 16, 17 miles of road improvements, about 9 or 10 of which were paving, and the remaining 6 or 7 were chip seals. And the chip seal was a grind and placement of a double chip seal. Out of concerns for what that would be long term, the cost effectiveness of that, your board will recall that we paused the project and presented an update to your board just to ensure that we could get direction. As the interim director, I felt that was important. So at that time, your board directed staff to modify the contract and come back to your board for the approval of the change orders. So that's what this item is. There are 2 change orders. The reasons for that are really not critical to go over, but the intent initially was to have the change order 1 address the deductions, and change order 2 address the additions. It wasn't that cut and dry, simply because of needing some final numbers. But the net result is I think the agenda memo discusses the overall increase, total contract increase of $1,028,394.63. So that change is essentially to replace what was intended to be chip sealed with asphalt paving. So that's the net change. Obviously, there are details that we can go into here. There's preparation of the road. There's the asphalt itself, but there's preparation of the road. There's adjustments. There's conforms, but the impact of doing that change is the number that I just addressed. Important to talk about funding for the project. Your board previously gave, I think, conceptual approval for $225,000 of supervisor discretionary funding for that. It's my understanding that has been prepared for final budget, that would be included in the final budget. So there's no action included here for that. So the extent of your action is the change order approval. The remainder of the funding would come from essentially road funds, what we would simplistically say road funds. Yes, it is a hit on the bottom line, but that's where the funding would come from. And then on the appropriation side, just in a kind of a financial administrative piece, there is no need to increase appropriations because the capital appropriation for this project is already sufficient, even considering the proposed change order. So with that, I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Supervisor Sabatier.
Just you've answered all the questions that I had. Thank you for taking the call this morning. And originally the bid went out for $6.5 million estimated engineer, and we're at 6.1. And what's the status of the roads currently? Have they been completed?
They have been prepped, and one layer of chip seal has been placed as a bit of a binder in a sense. They're getting beat up because one layer of chip seal is on instead of 2, and even that would have had concerns. But the status is that they are effectively prepared. They still need to have some additional work done to prepare them for asphalt. But the contractor, as I understand it, is pending your board's approval and pending a notice to proceed. We're looking at October is the understanding I have for asphalt paving being completed.
Okay. And just my final statement is change orders are not completely uncommon, and delays are not uncommon, but at the same time, not fun for the community to deal with, and I can't speak for the Cobb community, but I know from other areas that delays aren't fun. If in the future, if there's something you can bring us to change the policy where maybe we can approve a certain percentage of contingency to allow for smooth projects to occur, that way we don't have to have delays and wait for us to approve some certain things. This one's way above the 10%, so it's a bad example, but I know that I have seen that in other places, and if it's possible to bring us some sort of policy that might allow you or whoever will be in the Public Works Director chair in the future to have a little bit more flexibility and leniency on moving projects forward.
I appreciate you saying that. The Public Services has put that in place for the Armory as a project-specific approval, and there was some discussion at that point in time of looking at it at a broader scale. So the Administrative Office and County Council and I would say the other public project department heads would be critical to be included in that.
All right. I will open it up for the public at this time. Jack, if you can unmute, you have 3 minutes.
Hello?
Yes.
Everything you said is correct. I'm here on Cobb Mountain, and the blue chip seal, whatever, is not sufficient. It's kind of crazy that it was even approved in the first place. A lot of people on Cobb seem to think, like, why wasn't anyone asked? We need asphalt here. We seriously need asphalt. On all the roads that the blue chip was put on is really freaking bad. And everyone here wants asphalt. So I just don't understand how it was approved in the first place. But yeah, that's really all I have to say. I mean, I want that to be approved for sure.
Thank you. Any others? All right, I'll bring it back to the board.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the contract order number 1 to the contract with Argonaut Constructors, Inc. for the 2024 Pavement Rehabilitation Project for a decrease of $449,232.30 and authorize the chair to sign.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries 5-0.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the contract change order number 2 to the contract with Argonaut Constructors, Inc. for the 2024 Pavement Rehabilitation Project for an increase of $1,477,626.93 and authorize the chair to sign.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries 5-0-0. Thank you, Lars.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lars.
All right.